Hello.
Hello. So, this this is going to be the first live stream of Project Argo. So,
So welcome everyone. I hope you can see and hear us.
it may not happen because it's our first stream, so there may be technical issues. It may even crash or something. So don't worry. We just wanted to start.
Yeah, so you probably know who I am, but I will introduce myself anyway. My name is Lukáš Haládik, and I'm the lead designer for Project Argo.
And I'm Jarek. I'm project lead. And yeah, we should start talking. So, first of all, what you are seeing now is the game modes and locations that are going live now as we speak. So this is the new run, and we can see the spectator mode, which is actually not available for people yet.
But it will be.
The reason why it's not available is that we don't have the desync. It shows everything in the real time, so there is actually quite easy thing to cheat. Maybe Luca can show.
Yeah, it's easy to ghost people. Like now I'm spectating Defwen and I could be telling Locklear where Defwen is and stuff like that. So until we solve that somehow, we actually don't want to introduce spectator. We just want to show you that we have it in some state and that it's working, and it actually is working as a camera. And also we have this nice thing which shows the projectile paths of people, of players. It's really cool, and we really want to get it into the game, but we're not there yet. So
what's the plan for today? Today, I would like to speak about some questions you guys put together, and also we'll do some comments about the feedback that appear on our forums. So maybe before we start, I would like to repeat why we are doing this Project Argo. As we described, it's an open prototype, and the main reason for us to do this is to try new things and experiment and learn things. So basically, we've been playing it for a year now, and now it's time for you guys to play it as well and give us feedback. We are also watching you how you play. Sometimes we are connecting to the public servers. Sometimes we are just looking at analytics, but we are basically watching and seeing the decisions that we made during the development, and we are going to do some changes as we go. So that's why we have these regular updates, and we'll be experimenting with things. Also, important thing to mention in the beginning, and because it's a very common question and comes very often, it's about the engines. So we are using the RV engine from Arma 3. Main reason is that it's working and we can use it, and we have the assets. People are asking why we are not using Enfusion engine, which is already in development for quite some time. The obvious answer is that we need the people, the programmers working on Enfusion engine and many other programmers to focus on DayZ. DayZ is the priority of the company, so we are not able to use any resources working with Enfusion engine to do anything special for our game, which would be not very good for us because we need some things to be changed and tweaked. So that's the reason. What will be in the future? That's too early to say now. For now, RV engine works. We can test things, and we have some script error. Yeah, that happens in the prototypes. We'll see.
I hope this will work.
And also, people are asking about the future. So, what will happen with this prototype? How it will go on? And the honest answer is we don't know. For now, we are dedicated. We are determined to test various locations and do some tweaks, and we will see how people are enjoying it, and then we will decide whether we will release it, because it may happen that we will not release it at all. And
as you can see, the spectator is probably broken. I can't kill myself.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so try to disconnect.
Yeah, I will reconnect. Continue.
So the future is unknown even for us. So we don't know when the open prototype will end. For at least 2 months we will definitely be running it, and then we will see. We don't know what will happen later, so we will not speak about that on the stream. Okay, so
it's not working. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything about it.
Okay, anyway, so maybe what we can start talking about is the metagame, because a lot of people are asking about ranking in the game and possible problems with locked items and unlocking items and all these things. So maybe Luca can.
I would like to connect, but they're full. Doesn't matter now. I will just run the game by myself.
By yourself.
And I will be running around in Clash.
Yeah, now you see all the things.
Yeah, you see everything.
You can see what we have already prepared.
Yeah.
Cool. We haven't intended that, but that's
happens.
It happens.
Well, it's better than seeing nothing.
Oh yeah, sure.
So let's start with the questions.
So metagame. So what is it? Metagame.
What is metagame? Well, you had a lot of questions regarding to metagame and matchmaking and stuff like that. So first of all, I would like to say that we really want the metagame to be in the game. It's one of our pillars. It's basically the whole esport. Without the metagame wouldn't work. So that means we are working hard on it. As part of the metagame, we want some leveling system that you can. That means you will be earning experience points. You will level up. You can unlock weapons. You have to actually buy the weapons for the in-game currency and stuff like that.
Can I interrupt you?
Yes.
Many people are asking like how this will influence the competitiveness of the game. That some people will have disadvantages that they've played not long enough.
Yeah. The funny thing about our metagame is that what we want to achieve is that the level cap will be somewhere around 20, and for the 20 levels you will get 20 points. And for those points you can unlock specific tiers of weapons, like let's say packages of weapons, and then you have to buy them for the in-game currency. There will be no hard currency.
Not buying, unlocking.
Unlocking. All right. So let's say you unlock them, and that means that you will not be able to unlock everything. So you will have to choose what you want to unlock. You want to be more of a sniper or marksman oriented, or you want to be a machine gunner, or you want to be all-around player that forfeits, for example, the most powerful weapons, and he's really all around. So that's what we want to do, and that means also that you should be playing with the people on the same level. So there should be a matchmaking, because right now it is a kind of a problem that it's not there, and we know about it, and it makes the people that are starting really, it puts the people in a disadvantage, and that's one of the reasons we are making the runs so fast. So
What about the tournament? When we would like, let's say there will be a tournament, how the metagame will work there?
yeah, the metagames in metagame and tournaments, that's a whole different story, because in a tournament we will select specific loadouts and specific missions that we want the players to play, and so the whole tournament will be played on, let's say, in Canson with specific loadouts.
So you mean in the same way as it's now in the rounds that we are having?
Yes.
Okay.
Any more?
What
anything
about the
else?
loadouts? Like the possible to customize it? Can you say something about that?
Yeah, that's part of the metagame. We want everyone to be able to customize their own loadout. There are some, let's say, slots that you fill in. So you, for example, you can't have like 20 grenades and stuff like that to balance it out. And of course, you need to have it unlocked. And as part of it, as part of the unlocking, we want you to be able to try every weapon on the shooting range that will be present there.
Yeah, so there's going to be some shooting
Yeah,
range.
there's going to be shooting range
Mm.
with targets,
Okay.
not
Well,
live targets though.
And also people are asking about the skill tree. Like, what is it? Are they going to use some skills? And people are basically, they have fear for that because there are some games which are putting some weird skills and perks into action.
Yeah, this was one of the things we actually didn't want to do when we started, because perks really disbalance the gameplay. So we want Argo to be only about weapons and running and tactics. So no perks, no skills, no advantages for the players that play every day for 8 hours. So this is what we want to do.
And also, I might say that one of the reasons why it makes sense to have the unlocking of weapons is that there is just too many of these weapons. Because normally now in these versions of Argo you played so far, you have just few. But what we have in the game is it's tens of weapons, and it's just overwhelming for people. So it will be better if player is like somewhere in the menu outside of the game, is unlocking it slowly, trying it, and he doesn't deal with 40 weapons because it's
Yeah, that's the thing. Some people were asking about it, that they fear that it will be a limit to the players. Like, why don't I have everything from the start? Because you want easy to pick up, hard to master. But easy to pick up doesn't mean that you have everything free from the start. It means you have to choose from selected weapons, learn to play with them, master them, and then by unlocking go further.
Also, I wanted to say. Oh, anyway.
I'm not sure.
Another question. When will you add new regional servers? Brazil, Australia. So the answer is that we are not planning any additional servers, official servers for open prototype. But a good question. There was another question, Linux servers. So actually, Linux servers should be available in the version which is being released today, right?
Hopefully.
So if you are in Brazil or Australia and you really don't like the ping on the official servers, you can set up your own server. Linux is supposed to be much cheaper than Windows server for some reason, I don't know. And so you can host your own server, should be fine. Another question, store page for Argo on Steam. So
As Argo is not a released game yet.
yeah, it doesn't make sense for us to have a
Store page on
store
Steam.
page. we also don't want to be part of the early access, because early access, it means that we are doing it and we are basically committed to finish it, which in this case we may just scrap it if it doesn't work in 3 months. So that's why there is no Steam page, and there will be no Steam page for Argo during the open prototype.
Yep.
There is another question. Are you planning any further optimizations for Project Argo? So the answer is yes, because we are still using the code base of Arma 3, and Arma 3 is still being optimized. For example, what is being developed right now is the 64-bit version of exe. So we will get that. That's gonna be cool. And we may be also profiling the scenes. Sometimes there's too many objects, sometimes there's too many things. So we can clean it up a little bit, if it makes sense. So it may be optimized. But other than that, on the open prototype, you should not expect any major optimizations and boosts in frame rate. Another questions. Argo assets will be available in the future for Arma 3?
Yes. As part of the Malden DLC, all the assets will be available.
So, as you know, it was announced already. In June next year, this Malden is going to be finished, hopefully. And it will be released in Arma 3, free of charge for all the people. And the new assets will be packed into vanilla with it. So everything you see here will be part of Arma 3 6 months from now, or 7. So another question. We are already logging into a Bohemia account to play the game, usually. And what are we doing with the tracking and storing of these stats and accounts?
So right now we are tracking anonymously the data, because we, as part of the, I'm good. You know?
Yeah, you won. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I
good
won.
job.
As part of the metagame development, we need hard data, and that's why we are tracking these data anonymously. So that's what we are doing right now, and as part of the...
Try to connect.
Yeah, I will. And furthermore, because...
Yeah, so the logging into the game through the account, we had decision to either make it from the very beginning, which we did, or do it later once the metagame will be ready.
No, it's not working.
But obviously,
Still broken.
it would be some people don't like it when we add things which haven't been in the game, such as logging, so they could be unhappy.
So I need to ask some of the stuff to make a spot for me. So Toki, can you ask them? By the way, Toki is here with us. You can't see her,
But she's on the other side.
but she's on the other side, and she's probably not so happy about what we are doing here.
But first stream, we were expecting problems. Actually, we've got some reports that the hardware doesn't work, that there are some crashes. So we are basically risking it, and we'll see.
And what you can see in the background is actually a new main menu that we are preparing for you. It's not ready yet, as you can see, but there will be a nice scene that you can observe. So that it's nothing like, what's the word? Secret, really.
Yeah. Instead of the beautiful white background, there will be a scene.
There
From
will
all
be
that.
a beautiful scene.
Yeah, that's good. So another question. Metagame aspect, when is the ETA for that?
Early 2017, that's the short answer.
Yeah, we are working hard on that, but it's not easy. it's actually quite difficult, and we don't want to overpromise and
under-deliver.
we want to underpromise and overdeliver. So, so the answer for this question is early next year.
Yeah. But I can. I'm sorry. I can really tell you that it is in progress, and for example, changing of the clothing is already there, and so we are on the way.
Good. So yeah.
Another complaint?
Another one of the largest complaints in Argo deals with weapon damage and armor values. So
Yes.
can you tell us something about it?
Yes, I can.
What the fuck is going on with these damage models?
The thing is that we basically changed every weapon that was in Arma, and we readjusted the values. We
Which
readjusted.
actually would be a nice topic for a whole stream.
Yeah.
And just to give you some info, our designer Loki have created a new blog post about that, so it will be released tomorrow.
So
the damage will be discussed there, and we will talk about it later, probably with Loki himself, on some future streams.
But I can tell what we have already done. We adjusted the armor values because we really want the combat to stay lethal. So we lowered the vests, and I don't have a weapon for some reason. I'm a nude guy. Sounds like fun. Well, this is the internal version, so don't be discouraged. This is not the actual retail version. So there are some problems, as you can see, and there will be problems.
Yeah, we are dealing with lots of problems.
Of course, because it's a prototype.
Yeah, and we are still doing it.
But I can say this is fun. Hey, give me a weapon.
Kill him, kill him.
I can't.
Ah, yeah.
All right.
You can't strangle him.
Move on.
So, some other
No,
questions.
but I can take this weapon. Yay. Weapon.
Cool. So, will you be adding any new scenarios, such as Battle Royale, Fox and Hound, etc.?
Not at the moment. We really want to focus on the scenarios we have, because we actually, during the previous year until now, until we released the open prototype, we were iterating on many other scenarios that we basically scrapped because they were not good enough, and we think these three are good enough to be in the game, at least for now. So that is something that's our main focus, to be good at what we are doing. And for us, it means we really want to iterate on Clash. We really want to iterate on Raid, because there are some questions about Raid and stuff like that.
Actually, there was another question.
Yeah.
Whether we actually looked into the advanced and polished community PvP game modes.
We did.
And the person who is asking this is probably interested, like, why haven't we copied that?
Yeah, that's something I think I already said somewhere, that we don't want to do that by default, because it means that the community we will be basically stealing the community guys' work, and that's not something we want to do. Also, if somebody wants to do something with our modes, they can, obviously, but they just have to recreate them.
Yeah. So basically, we would like to bring something new. We did a lot of things in the Arma engine already, so hopefully people who are making mods, they will benefit from that once we release some scripts. For example, the UI work, there was some improvement. So yeah, people can use that. There is a nice question. People are asking, where did stamina bar go?
Yeah, well, this was one of our decisions to remove the stamina burn. It probably wasn't as wise as we thought because now there are some questions about how am I supposed to. Oh, I'm naked. Okay. How am I supposed to play when I don't know when my sprint is gone and stuff like that? Especially with the machine guns, it's a big issue. But uh, we we are looking into it. That I can say because even for us, we realize that it's not so good to not know that you will be killed in the middle of the street.
Do we want to have a stamina bar on the screen?
No.
Yeah.
Because
Do you want to people know about when they are tired and they will stop sprinting soon?
yeah, but for us, the UI elements is not always the wisest of choices. So
Another question. Are you considering optional player counts such as 4 versus 4, 6 versus 6, 10 versus 10, 50 versus 50?
etc. 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 No, no, not at the moment because our main focus is infantry 5 versus 5, PvP, tactical combat. So that means if we change it from 5 versus 5 to 4 versus 4, none of these scenarios will work. Nothing will work. We have to do it all over again, and basically we could try 10 versus 10. That I can say, but it might not work, and we have to test it.
Originally, in the beginning, we were thinking we are gonna do something new. We will need players, we will need to fill in servers, and smaller amounts of people are good for cooperation because it's very hard on public server to have a cooperating 30 players together.
Yep.
So we started with 5 versus 5, and how it will evolve, we will see. For now, open prototype, we want to keep the amount of we have.
Actually, the 5 versus 5 is not just some number that we put out of our asses or something. It's something that works in other games. It's something that is tested. It's something that is balanced because 5 is the usual fire team and stuff like that. So
Some companies put out of their asses 6 versus 6,
yeah.
but yeah. What about a scenario which takes place during the night? Do you want to play in the night?
No, well, actually, we tried it, and it just kills the gameplay, because you can't see anything. Night vision in Arma is not so great because it means that basically you have a green filter over the screen, so it's not appealing.
No, it's
to
great,
you.
but it's great for atmosphere. It's
Yeah.
not great for the game.
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, it's not so great. So.
So the answer on this question is that no, we don't want to have nice scenarios. You can play Arma 3. There are beautiful night scenarios. I think it's worth it, but we don't think it's good for Project Argo. Yeah, there is another question about the Project Argo release, which I said already in the beginning. We don't know what will happen, so whether Arma 3 supporters will have it for free or not.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know whether it will be for free for all. Maybe we won't even release it. I don't know. Another nice question. Why did you remove some of the Arma 3 mechanics, even though they were working well?
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there were a lot of questions considering the zoom that is in Arma. That it is working there basically because it's supposed to work as a focus, that you focus on something.
Yeah,
you
the
see-
eye
see
works
it.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the eye works like that. But for us, when we changed the weapons and everything, it meant that you were able to snipe for 200-300 meters without even using optics and stuff like that. And as part of it, we removed the zeroing because what was it, from the
Anal-
analytics,
Yeah.
we knew that the distances were much shorter than in Arma, so it wasn't 300 meters, it was something like 75 meters. And
Maximum, yeah. Sometimes majority is under 50.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There are some 200 meters kills, but that's not really common.
No. This is another map that you will see today. It's a raid map. It's called Mout, M-O-U-T.
Yeah, actually this map was created by our creative director Ivan Buchta. So you will see.
And you may know the name from the dev blog that just got out.
Yeah, well, Ivan is a veteran of Bohemia. He was working on Arma 2,
Arma 3
Arma 3, yeah.
and other projects.
And he's basically giving us the tone of the game. He's not so keen on competitive games, but we are trying to keep it as authentic as possible. So other mechanics, which
we're working in Arma. Yeah, well, I don't have any other examples because I know that people talk a lot about the focus. And yeah, why we did it? We wanted a total conversion and we wanted to focus on the competitive and easy to play game. So
well, maybe the weapons and damage itself, like we completely reworked that.
And we had to ease everything out, so
not dumb it down, but make it simple to use. Sometimes, like me personally, I started playing Arma 16 months ago, and it was quite difficult for me to like be able to play multiplayer because of all these things that you can do in Arma, and it was just overwhelming.
yeah.
Which
I remember the time you broke the keyboard.
but that was campaign, not multiplayer. Or was it multiplayer?
No, it was. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay. So basically, we are
Yeah.
we are trying to introduce some changes. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So we will change it again. That's why we have it the prototype, and we'll see how it goes. As you are going for immersion and atmosphere, I think it would be a great idea to make people always talk in direct voice, even if they
talk through the radio.
Yeah.
I remember this one. It's a really good idea, but not for this game because I'm gonna explain that. What would happen? That would happen that that teams that take playing Argo seriously and they are playing in a team, they would stop using the R1 basically.
Yeah.
They
The
would
in-game
use
chat.
Discord. They would use anything else, just to not
TeamSpeak,
just to not be heard basically.
because it would be a disadvantage.
Yeah, so that this would seriously disbalance the game.
So for the atmosphere, it would be a great. I think it's awesome in DayZ, for example. They are using it very much, but for Argo, it seems to us not so cool. So for now, it's there only as it is, and we are not planning to change it. With the talk of supporting the esport aspect of this game, what is your plan regarding leagues and tournaments in Argo?
Well, we sort of answered that we want to have some tournaments. We want to.
But practically, what do we want to do with that?
What we want to do with that? What do you mean?
Are we going to do some tournaments?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I can tell you that we are going
Basically, the whole support of esport is that we will make things that are expected in an esport game, like the spectator mode, which you have seen, which is currently a little bit broken.
Yeah.
So people can play it as esport, but do we have the infrastructure to make it like esport game? No, not yet. We are just trying to do that.
That's another question. Arma 3 isn't there with the limits. What about this prototype? This prototype should have 64XZ soon.
It's being prepared.
Thank you for the question.
Maybe we can.
It is. You can use the second screen here if you. What's your login? I don't have mine. Do you have yours? Oh! Meanwhile, Jarek is strangling me with the cable here. I hope this is as fun as I think it should be. Do you know your password?
No.
Alright. Let's try that out. Nope. Once more. You can reset it. Just don't do it. Yay!
Check keyboard. Okay.
Check keyboard, nice.
Just make sure that.
So Toki, you can
Move it to the other
you
screen.
can write it on our Skype if you want.
Give me.
Like this one. Yay! First stream, you know.
Okay, so we will have
Things will get fucked up.
questions coming out
Are
live.
there any other questions actually?
Yeah, let's focus on the questions we already have.
All
So
right.
the esport.
The esport is done.
Where's my paper? Oh yeah, here.
That's the paper.
So yeah, esport. We want to support. How we don't know yet in details, but it's evolving. There was a question if it's possible to have the Trello board, like how Daisy team is informing about progress, for those who want to know what we are working on and what's the progress. So the answer is no,
No.
because we would like to use the other channels to tell you about what is working on. For example,
Yeah.
we can talk about it on these streams, we can talk about it on the forums, and so on.
Yes. Is there anything else?
Maybe
Oh, the question. I will get to it once
once you will die.
once I'm dead. Anything else from the paper?
On the paper.
No, I'm dying. Brace for impact.
Will you open it up to community-made game modes, or will it remain just yours?
It will most probably remain just ours because we really want to focus on our
So, important
things.
thing,
Yes.
Arma 3, moddable game, the platform, it costs money, you need to buy it. Project Argo, now for free, maybe it will cost something, I don't know, not moddable. So if you want to mod things, go to Arma 3. That's basically the answer.
Oh, the other question for the 64-bit netcode. This I can't answer without consulting somebody else. I'm sorry about it. But yeah, it's a nice idea, definitely. To have a 64-bit netcode. Oh, seems to be a bit more broken than I expected.
Another question, which actually we don't know what it means. What do you do to limit corner camping?
Well, this one is pretty hard because I'm not sure what the corner camping means.
So maybe it's like staying in the corner,
But
in raid maybe?
for the staying in the corner, it's definitely nice, and I would like to open a discussion about it. So if someone who's made this question is listening, open a discussion on the forums or anywhere else, basically, and we can talk about it.
That's actually the purpose of the playing these prototypes. We want to prevent players from camping too much on some spots.
Yeah.
Creating spaces which are for which are offering too much advantage. So if you see something that's really breaking the balance of the game, you should like talk about it, because then maybe it's just you. Because for example, me, I can camp anywhere, but it's useless.
Yeah.
But
What do you mean you're useless?
yeah, when I'm camping, I can camp, I can wait,
All right.
I can
Right.
sometimes I even see people, but as soon as I start shooting at them, they just slowly turn on me and
Okay.
shoot back, and I'm dead.
Okay. Fair
But
enough.
we have players who are like running around and just shooting without camping. So
Yeah, there was a complaint about run and gun tactics.
yeah, it's there. It's on my other paper. So
Alright.
people are complaining
On your other paper.
how we will avoid run and shoot as best tactics. So first of all, let's discuss, is the run and shoot the best tactics in Project Argo?
No, it's not. At least I don't think so, because I've seen teams, and even my friends told me that they are starting their new team, and what they are doing, for example, in Clash or Link, they really play on the tactics, and they want to outplay the team. They don't want to just run and gun and everything,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense for them.
Sure, but for me personally, the best tactics is run and hide, because then I can stay alive longer. As I start shooting, it's normally the end of me, because
Probably. So to sum it up, run and gun, at least for me, is not the best tactic. I would like to, or we would like to people to start playing tactically, to try out other things, and we will do most of we can to support that, because this game, even though it's a esport oriented game, it's a competitive game, and some people might think that tactical versus competitive doesn't go too well together, but it actually does. Can be done, and we want you to help us to do it.
so I think that's a very good topic for us to discuss on forums and in the future. So if you have some comments about that, like what could we improve, what could we change, or what we can even try, because what we can do with this game is we can say, in the next run we will do, I don't know, we'll limit players from shooting when they are running. You have to stay still, for example. It's a stupid idea, for example, but we can do that.
When you see me playing, don't laugh so hard, right? Because this is not my mouse and not my computer.
Lukáš is not a woman. He can't do two things at once. So when he's talking, then he can't play.
No, I can, but I'm not going to have like 20 KD, you know.
There is another question on my paper. Will your game modes always remain so simplistic?
Well, actually, this
Like, are you planning to do more advanced spawning mechanics or vehicles?
if you want to have vehicles, I suggest you play Arma, because Argo is really about infantry and small team gameplay and tactics. So I don't think necessarily that the scenarios are simplistic, but the more mechanics it has, the more complicated it gets. It's not so easy to pick up, and these all things blend in together. So I would like to have it as
So
simple
basically-
as possible,
Yeah.
and
Keep it simple
go
for
along
now.
with that. Yeah.
We will try to evolve it. We'll try to make it good. The focus is really quality. So the more options we'll do, the more interesting it may be, but also the more difficult to balance. There is a question will you disable the model sinking into the ground at distance when in clutter?
That's actually a nice idea.
Okay, we'll look at it.
We'll look into it.
Cool. Do you plan an improved server browser?
Yes, in some of the later updates, we definitely want to improve the server browser because the one we have is, well, it's still
Too advanced.
no, it's still a lot of Arma, so yeah, too advanced.
Yeah, actually the priorities for the UI changes. First of all, we focused on the things which are connected with the game, which means HUD or things in the game.
Yep.
And then we are slowly doing the other stuff, like the metagame, that was another priority, which is in production right now. And then some other stuff, like the server browser, which works now. You can use it. It's maybe not
The best.
the best, or it's the best, but it may be some complicated. It may be too complicated for some people because there's a lot of options. But yeah, it's for later. So now I have some random questions from the forums. Customizable UI size, transparency, and color of UI.
Yeah, this is one of the questions.
No, we are not gonna do that.
I'm not sure. We answered.
We will experiment with that, but it will be for everyone. We will not support customization in that. Also, we like to do some experiments with no HUD at all. Some server setting for like hardcore mode or how it's called. It will be introduced in some future versions. Hit markers or some better visualization of killing enemies. There was a discussion, big discussion about that.
Well, we changed the blood splash, which is our way of pronouncing the hit marker, because we don't want to for you to have like many other UI elements just to see that you hit an enemy. So that's our way of doing it. We are still looking into it, and
it's part of the experience to like not be sure if the
if
guy
you
was hit
or not. Yeah.
But you know, you have this like kill feed or how it's called. You can
kill
see
confirmation.
so if you killed him, you can see that. There was another question regarding directional hit indicators.
Yeah, someone want them to be smaller or something like that. Is that the thing you want to talk about?
Yes.
Yeah, we may look into it, but I don't think it's that obtrusive. So, but I would like to talk more about the hardcore mode, because there was other thing that we wanted to mention. Because people are asking if we will have a hardcore mode like in Battlefield with different damage system and stuff like that. I wouldn't touch the damage so much, because I want people to be able to play on a normal server and on a hardcore server, and basically the damage stays the same. What will change are the helpers. There will be much less UI elements and stuff like that. No crosshair, and that's hardcore enough for some people.
Someone suggested adding a kill card when you are dead, basically.
Yeah, I know, and a kill cam, right?
Yeah, these are good ideas.
Yeah, I want that, but
it takes time.
It takes time.
Not so easy. Let people customize their loadout. That's part of the metagame. The same, rewarding people for good performance with titles and attachments. Yeah, that should be part of that. There was a big discussion on the forums about length of the round.
Yeah, I think the length of the round is basically I'm playing. I'm sorry. So, but basically it's it's part of our iteration that we iterated for 1 year on these scenarios. So we tried out longer runs,
shorter,
and this is the result.
This is what we considered for now the best what you have in the game.
Yes.
But it may not be the truth. So we will be basically watching the feedback and seeing what is the best. Like now we are trying to balance out to give players and teams enough time to approach it tactically, not be like pushed to run towards the objective. And on the other hand, we would like to keep the game interested for the people who basically were unlucky and got shot, so they are just spectating. Because if it's too long, then basically they will just disconnect and start somewhere else, which we don't want to do.
There's another question from the stream, I think. What about ranking leaderboard? That's something we wanted to mention as well. Yeah, definitely we want some ranking to be present later
Our
when
web
the metagame is out.
our web department is already working on the leaderboards.
Yeah.
We have something already in the game, and we need to finish it. So we are working on it. It should be there. There are some questions about gun balancing, but as I mentioned, we will cover that later.
In the dev blog and the
Dev
stream.
blog tomorrow and some stream later. Identification of friend and foe. There's some discussion about that. So what we have...
What we've changed for this run already is, as you can see, our people on the Flames team have the tiger stripe camo, and they look like the what's it called from the Apex, the guerrilla fighters or whatever they called. And the other team is more of a NATO nature. They don't have the full uniforms, but they look more like a NATO soldiers with the sandish camo.
So we are trying to experiment with that. Also, as we mentioned, is the switching of the UI for that. We already tried that. It's actually, if you know the game well, which we know after playing it for a year, we kind of enjoy that, but the pace of the game starts to be much slower if you have no UI, because you need to think twice before shooting, you need to communicate with your team, and it's a whole new experience, which I think is good for experienced players, so I think it will be good. Task Force Radio, voice chat we are using, right?
Yeah.
Ping in scoreboard, yes, that was a issue that we forgot. It should be in the game right now.
Be in the game. Don't mess with my game.
Sorry.
It is there, as you can see.
It's there, you've already seen it. Too much communication channels, yeah, we fixed that. Optional player counts.
No, as we said.
We already discussed that.
A tag with player identification.
That was actually a very good comment, because
the tag right now you don't see who tagged it, so that would be good to know if it's a buddy that is close to me or someone who is further away from me. And we already tried out something with numbers and shapes and colors and stuff like that. So
yeah. Funny story from yesterday. One of our artists who's playing with us, he changed the tagging for the same key as the shooting, because he said, when I shoot, I would like to tag my target. So basically he was tagging everyone all the time, but it was kind of messy.
Yeah, it was.
What else do we have? Announcer voice. Some people don't like our voice actors and the way how they speak. Do we like it?
Yeah, I love it.
So
we know.
Okay. So it seems we are running out of time, because we really want to keep it just 60 minutes. So there are a lot of questions about UI. I think that would be a nice thing to do some dev blog about UI, and then dedicate some stream about UI.
Yeah, we won.
And yeah, we can talk. There's a lot of things. I hope you enjoyed that. We enjoyed it as well, although there were some issues.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about the issues, but we were just
But
trying it.
that was our first live stream.
Yep.
So yeah,
We survived.
we survived, and hopefully, who survived till the end? Congratulations.
There's one more question that I think we are not going to answer.
Yeah.
So
Next time.
the hit points, wait for the stream with Loki, our designer who is responsible for the hit points and damage. And we can talk about that there.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much,
thanks for watching.
and see you next time.
Until next time, have a good time playing Argo.
Bye bye.
Bye.